Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very important message that recently came on my heart. Now I under, now I understand. As I say this, the planet Uranus is transiting on my natal Venus, so the planet Uranus indicating, in a way, channeling makes sense now. Why uh, I've just been feeling these transmissions coming through. It's not justification of my message or this planet is making me say it, but I just kind of came into that realization I wanted to share with you. Anyway, in relation to this new Jupiter cycle, okay, I want you to think about where you were 2010 versus now, where you're coming back around and you've evolved so considerably. And in reach and en route through this evolution, you've come across many guides in your life and in these interwebs who have given you so much inspiration. And just like a bird, you know what I mean, that has to leave the nest, wow, and fly. Damn. I'm sorry to sound bird right now. You're not slick life. That was lit. You know how life just be ad-libbing what you say sometimes? I was like, yeah, that was lit. I'm sorry wish y'all could see that. That was so lit. That was so lit. It was a single bird. That motherfucker was just like, I was like, all right, life, I see you. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's time to take flight. Oh, damn it. See, it's time to take flight, y'all. And in taking this flight right now, that means that, many of you are leaving the nest. And many of you may be wondering why you're tuning in less to your favorite influencer or someone who you have been connected to. And it's not the ending, it's just the new beginning. It's not that there's anything wrong with that person. People are allowed to change. Some of you have idolized these people, and when you see that they're human too, it's like, oh wow, that person's not perfect. I don't know why you think they were, because you've seen the glory coming from them. You've seen the glory, you see them expressing their sunshine, and then you see these people in person and you realize, oh shit, these are actually real people. So yeah, as disillusioned as many of you have been, thank Jesus, this is definitely really still important to embrace. Because once again, it's not like anything is wrong with these people. It's that you've grown stronger. You've grown up. You've evolved. You've literally spent 12 years every year evolving. So now as we step into this new cycle, we're going to go back coming into August to November. You're going to really recap everything that got you here and how you've outgrown these old clothes you wore. And in a lot of terms, that means outgrowing some of the old influences that you really got so hooked to watching. I'm sharing this message on behalf of this collective essence in every industry, in music, in athletics, in politics. Growth is not a bad thing. You really want to see this as the clothes that you wore the last 12 years to get where you are now. You've outgrown them. You got to wear new clothes, and that could be an uncomfortable experience. Now you got to shop, unless you're like a Libra or a Sag or a Leo. You shop every week. You're like, oh shit, bitch, you want to come to the mall? I'm about to get some new clothes. Everyone's gonna be looking at and hitting on us. I'll come through. Okay, yeah. I'm a homebody. I don't know anything about that. But yeah, this is gonna be a golden opportunity to try on some new clothes and enjoy this new cycle where you're gonna come into new influences. Some of you may have outgrown the influencers that have been influencing you, and that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? This is now time for you to influence in certain veins, and whether you influence or not, this is just important, first of all, to say farewell. Thank you for allowing us to serve you. This message is actually twofold. This also extends to collective influencers who have impacted culture for generations. These people are in a position to give hope. So you know the hating ass government going to do what the hating ass government do. My bad. Let me not just go full on conspiracy theorist and throw the government in on it, because you know the government's getting it too. So you know, throwing up like it's flesh and blood, and there's unseen entities that also manipulate things here. But once again, I don't want to go full blown conspiracy theorist. I do want to say that a major facet of this period, now that we've fully evolved, is hope. The hope that maybe we can do something about this change. But clearly y'all forgot that, you know, these motherfuckers are evil. Okay, so like we're gonna have that hard Pluto square to Aries. We're gonna have Jupiter go through there, then we're gonna have the personal planets go through there, then we're gonna eventually have Neptune and Saturn go through there. And that's when you'll realize how brutal all this shit is. And in context to that, okay, you're seeing a lot of figures emerge that will bring hope to people. And a lot of these figures emerging are figures who have influenced you and you've seen rise and evolve with you. And there's a psychological image that happens when you see that beacon of hope get brutally smashed out by higher forces and entities. Like, who you think you're trying to inspire, bitch? Just like that. Okay? Back to back to back to back to back to back in succession. And if you're a magician, you already know, they coming for you. So like, it's not really a game. There's only so much innovation that you can share that will undercut collective, incentive and greed. So they are going to control and limit that. And what that might look like is a bunch of people who you know and love getting murked, dying, being killed in a way that can snuff out your hope. And so the purpose of this message is to remind you that as hopeful as these influencers are, they are leaders only to remind you that you have the power. So please do expect a lot of that hope to get snuffed. But whereas it is the intended effect to stop you in your tracks, you don't even have to mourn the loss, but just keep going forward. Okay? This is also a message for you who are influencing and you are breaking through into higher levels, new devils. And if you haven't accepted yet that there are interest groups that your existence offends, then it's worth it for you to wake up and know that this isn't a game. And like, they coming for you. That's not a joke. That's not a lie. You know, if you in any way got censored, just speaking freely. Don't think this is a game. Isaac Cappy is not alive right now, as well as many people like this. And you can sweep this under the rug like a conspiracy theory, but most of these people who are doing what they do have security, have money. Okay, so don't feel like you can just use your platform to naively make any change. You gonna see firsthand why you should take this more seriously too. But all in all, no ego aside, it has been an honor and a joy to serve. Don't be perturbed if you see anything crucial or crazy happen to somebody who has led you to this point. Just remember we're at war and charge it to the game. And other than that, farewell, ladies and gentlemen. As we step into this new chapter, it involves change. And this change may involve, switching up or changing up who you're around and who you're dealing with. But you always keep the people who, gave you important moments in your heart, so they never really die. And once again, what looks like a crushing of hope are really the seeds of a whole new generation and era that can take over and do even greater. Remember everything you've been taught, okay? And as you move forward and see the world more for what this apocalypse is unveiling it to you as, remember that you didn't evolve and go through all the moments you went through for nothing. It's been real.